भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमम् देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टाप्रायेषु अपद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ॐ तत्सत्। ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतारिणम् परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। नवाचार्य दास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। श्री रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। गौर भक्तों की जय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Creative Impetus, Chapter 6, Activities of Lord Rishabhadev, verse number 17. Beautiful verse. We only touched upon it on the surface. Verse number 17. Yasyam Yeva, here Lord Rishabhadev has instructed his 100 sons. We are coming from India. We were born from India, so Lord Rishabhadev has instructed his 100 sons. Bharat Desh has come, that word has come from his son, Lord Rishabhadev's son, Bharat Maharaj. Out of 100 of them, 9 of them became Navayogendras, great devotees traveling and preaching. One of them, Bharat Maharaj, 10. So another 10, 9 became Kshatriyas, and 81 of them became uh, Brahmanas. So in that way, they all taken different roles in whatever they have understood the glories of the human life. So purpose of human life from his father, Lord Rashpadev. They took the instruction of Lord Rashpadev very seriously, and they practiced and they followed under the guidance of Lord Rashpadev and the advanced devotees. And in this verse, now Rishabhadev, after that, after he instructed his children, then he delegated the powers and then he completely detached. He went to different places traveling and then finally sat at one place and then so he ended his pastimes. And then now Sukadeva Goswami is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj, explaining the glories of Lord Rishabhadev's activities, glories of devotion service, and how one can solve the problems of life. Whenever we talk about the problem, we should also think about solving the problem. We may raise concerns. Many times we raise concerns in the workplace or business or in the temple or in general at home. So one thing we should consider is we should think we are part of the problem and we should do something about it. We should definitely and rise it up. How I can influence it to solve the problem. I myself should act on it, and then I should also do something on my side, and then I should also escalate it up. So talk to represent to the other devotees, others in the organization, so that it can be discussed at a broader level depending on the intensity of the issue and the type of issue it is. Then accordingly, that can be solved at that level, at the highest level. So that's the same thing here also for human life. There are we have gross body, we have subtle body, and then we have spirit. So three. So we are not the gross body. Gross body means which has senses, karmendriyas and jnanendriyas, hands, legs, genitals, anus, and mouth. These are the karmendriyas, working senses, and then we have jnanendriyas. This is part of the gross body. Jnanendriyas is the eyes, nose, nostrils, ears, sense perception, and tongue. These are the trying to always knowledge. We are acquiring knowledge through these five senses. Sense perception are there, like eye is vision, ear is hearing. So senses and sense, they are called tan matra, sense perceptions, or sense objects, tan matras. So gross body, then this is gross body. So then we have subtle body, which is covering this gross body, which is mind, intelligence, ego. And then on top of it, the then we have soul, spirit soul, and then super soul is there. So for all living entities, human beings from aquatics to all the way to human beings, 8.4 million species in this world. Now to understand this further, in the spiritual world, same things are there. Same things are there. The indriyas are there, mind, intelligence, ego is there, soul is there, and super soul is also there. All these four are there here, while we are here in the material world, and they are also there in the spiritual world. The only thing is here it is temporary, and there it is permanent. This is asad, asad indriya tarshanat. So the temporary senses are here, but there it's permanent senses. So that's why here the senses are this gross body is temporary, subtle body is also temporary, because when we enter into spiritual world, there is no more gross body, there is no more subtle body, and these senses, temporary senses, they are permanent senses there. So it makes very much sense, isn't it? So we think that there is a person in the spiritual world, but it doesn't have hands, it doesn't have legs, it doesn't have eyes, it doesn't have ears, he doesn't have a mind. He doesn't have intelligence. He doesn't have ego. No, he does. Every one of them has. So otherwise, how the body will function? But the only thing is there, Lord is in the center, and his devotees are in the center, and they're all working together cooperatively, lovingly. So there it became permanent senses and permanent happiness, unlimited happiness, bliss, because that's what this verse is talking about. The bliss, how to be in always in constantly in bliss, unlimited happiness. How one can come to that great absorption in whatever externally we may be doing. We may be doing business, we may be housewife, we may be IT, maybe whatever profession, whatever occupation we are engaged in a temporary, in this temporary world. But we have permanent senses, we have a permanent body there. So, but it is a spiritual body. It's no more gross body. It's no more subtle body. Same way, mind is also there, but spiritual mind there. Spiritual, because how can we think that there is no thinking, feeling, willing? This is the function of accepting, rejecting in the spiritual, wherever the living entity is there. So that means the spiritual world also there is a mind, but there is a spiritual mind, spiritual intelligence. And there's a true ego there, real ego. Here it's false ego. Ego means they're identifying that I am servant of Lord Vishnu, I am servant of Lord Krishna, I am servant of Lord Rama. So that is the identity, that is what true ego means. When it comes to the material world, it becomes false ego. That is, I am servant of my body, I am servant of my senses, I am servant of my family. Mm, but these are all temporary connections. This body is temporary. Gross body, subtle body is temporary. Whereas living entity leaves, soul leaves this body. Gross body finishes, the subtle body carries to the next body. If we are still in the material world, we still have material desire, we still want to enjoy. Then until that point, this subtle body carries on, because subtle body has to carry on the impression from this life to next life. So that's why we still continue to act in certain way based on how we acted in the last life. We'll go from there when we leave this body. So yam yam bhav vismaran bhavam tajati ante kalevram. That remembering the past activities, then making the future. Bright future or bleak future. Depends on what activities we try to engage in. How we use our pious credit. It all depends on that. Then future is formed, future body. We are forming already as we are every day. We are going through. We are making the future bright or bleak. Mm. And accordingly, we'll enter into certain type of family, certain type of planet, whether higher planet, middle planet, or lower planet, or Brahmana family, Kshatriya, Vaishya family, Sudra family. So accordingly, the opulence as a highly paid job or a poor job, or highly so opulent home or ordinary home. All these are based on how we have conducted, how we use the resources, what we have. Depends on that, future is being formed. This is a ordinary situation, course of activity, karma, and its reactions. So gross body and then subtle body and then above subtle body is the soul, spirit soul. We are actually spirit souls. We are neither gross body nor subtle body. And during the daytime, we are enjoying the gross body. So we remember a lot of things. I have to do this, I have to do that. Work, business, and taking care of many things. And those daytime, but during the night time we'll sleep. At that time, gross body is completely in its in ignorant. It's on a sleeping state. Subtle body is in very much inactive because the dreaming is going on. So that is subtle body in works. And then, but neither we are gross body nor we are subtle body, but we are the spirit soul. Asangoyam Purusha. We have no connection. Spirit soul has no connection with the gross body, subtle body, because we have turned into false ego. I'm servant of my body, my senses, my family. I want to be the enjoyer. So I want to be the master. I want to be the Lord. I want to be the God. Then that's how we are here in this material world. But otherwise, soul has no connection with the gross body, subtle body. It has connection with the spiritual body, spiritual mind, spiritual intelligence, spiritual ego, true ego, real ego. That is our connection. Now, to solve this problem, to come to this place, for these three things, gross body, subtle body, and spirit soul, to super soul, then you have to do the three things. The gross body, we talked about self care and many things before, but the gross body needs association. Even if you put bhakti on the side, gross body needs association. That's why one get married, that's why one has children, then one has friends, for this only. Because body is always requiring, the senses or karmendriyas, gyanendriyas are always looking for knowledge and also association. As the baby is born, initially you'll put the stuff in his mouth and then he'll start sharing also with his friends. So, and same thing as we grow as adults also, that will go on. Because no one wants to be idle, no one wants to be alone, no one in this world. So that's why the gross body needs association. A subtle body, mind, intelligence, ego. It needs emotional association at the next level. Gross body needs physical association. Physical. Uh, Physical association. That's why. So that is required. So as we can see that family members, when they get together, especially mother is inquiring more than anybody else. Sometimes father also, but mother is inquiring. Um, how come this member didn't come? Such and such, during the, somebody passing away or marriage ceremony or different, children's, some birthday or children's activities, Sudakaran or change the dress, dhoti. So various samskaras are there. During that, sometimes mother will inquire how come they didn't come, or because this is what the longing for this association, gross body means always seeking the pleasure through the association. Uh, the next subtle body needs more emotional. Physical association is required for the gross body because body is physical. So then mind intelligence ego is more subtle. So that's why it needs subtle aspects that makes it more emotional. Mind intelligence ego is at the emotional level. So for that also you need emotional level. That means you need not only the physical association you talk, but you need somebody whom you can relate to, whom you can talk to, whom you can express your feelings, whether good or bad, positive, negative, problems of life, whatever it could be. So it's not only, I'm just giving examples. So in the IT, this is there. In IT also. Let's say you have picnics, you have parties, you have, offsite meetings and whatnot at leadership level, at a lower level also. In the business also. Prabhupada talks about in the lectures also. Just like even businessmen. Whom do they associate? Another businessman. They want to grow the business. They want to understand the problems. They sometimes they tie up with other who are doing very well with the business. Then they want to grow in that business, so they partner with them. Alone they cannot do, so they partner with them, and then they tie relationship, and then they'll try to expand. So this business A has some experience in certain area, but business B has certain experience in other area. So they combine together, they enter into a different field, and then they expand more further. So these are things. The association is required. That's a physical association. Then you and understand the next level, mm, inner things, inner crux of the business. You need more deeper. So that is only with few. It doesn't happen with everybody. You can't talk in public things. Emotional feelings you can only discuss with confidentially with only few. And then it goes further. Then the spirit soul. Spirit soul is anchoring for the love. Gross body they are at different levels, but spirit soul is anchoring for the love. And it is looking for happiness, permanent happiness. There's a Sat, Chit, Ananda. Nobody wants to die. Everybody is looking for happiness. No one wants distress. No one is inviting distress. Give me distress. Only Kunti Maharaj is inviting. Give me more distress so that I can see the Lord. Lord will be there, or I will remember the Lord. More I am in distress, I will always remember the Lord. So that's it. Bring me more distress so that I will remember. But none of us are asking. We are not Kunti Maharaj. She is elevated so that she can ask. So that's why the spirit soul level needs ultimate happiness. And love. So that's why that is seeking. The soul connected to the Supreme Lord, and soul connected to those who are in love, Lord and Lord's devotees. Now, this is that, this is ordinary levels. We are not even talking about bhakti. Now we'll talk about bhakti. This is the ordinary, situation of, how we are formed, type of, the structure of this body. We discuss in the three levels of structure, and three levels of, the association also we need. And then now we have to look at this and more further. You bring it to the next level, that is at the transcendental level. Then your gross body needs association. So for performing bhakti, to transcend the modes, you have to come to perform bhakti. Then for that you need the inspiration. Bhakti is always to do with the inspiration and to be inspired. The fire, the spark has to be fanned. So that needs the association, which is inspiring. The association which can inspire. Like yesterday we have Kirtan, Mela Kirtan festival going on. As when we sit in front of the temple, so that's why our acharyas established this platform. They're concerned. They're concerned. So because they think that I am the part of the problem and I should solve it. I should do my part and I should make others do also. So that they take it up on themselves. As Prahlad Maharaj done, as Ramanujacharya done, as Madhvacharya done, as Nimbarkacharya has done, and in Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, or Madhavendra Puri, Iswara Puri, Madhvacharya. And further down, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, six Goswamis, or Srila Prabhupada, Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Goswami Prabhupada, his appearance is coming tomorrow, Monday, very important day. What he has done, we can't even imagine how much he has done. It's very interesting to see that. Nowhere in the world you will find all the four acharyas, their murtis, their vigrahas, their worship is going on in Sridham Mayapur. That is Sridham Mayapur, our ISKCON world headquarters, is very, very special. Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur established these four acharyas. So at this place, here is the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There he established a beautiful temple. Also, he installed the deities. Radha Gandharvika Giridhari, or Bhakti, based on the instruction of his father, his spiritual master, his instructing guru. Spiritual master is Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj, whose guru is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So that's his Vigraha is there. When you enter into the Yoga Pit on the right side, you'll see first you pay obeisances and respect to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, then you go inside the temple. So one needs association. Of those association which will inspire our hearts. So as soon as we are in the temple, so that's a physical association, virtual association, physical association. As we are after COVID became more and more virtual because yes, all the time we can't be at the temple 24/7. You can only be there at temple only certain times. So remaining time we should seek out the association which can inspire, who can look after us if you're not there, if you're not feeling well. So that health wise or emotional wise, whatever levels, different levels are there. We're talking. So in all these levels, so especially as a devotee, even more important than the, ordinary course of activities. One needs that kind of association. Because to come to this absorption, what Sukadev Goswami is speaking, then that's why, Parikshit Maharaj, when he's about to die, who has arranged? The Lord is arranging. Lord has arranged. Sukadev Goswami walked in. Sukadev Goswami is seeking his association also. That's why he thinks he is part of the problem. He wants to do something as well. And then he wants to let others also do it, solve the problem. So that he has come to distribute what he has received from Vyasdev, his own father, and Vyasdev's disciples. So now he is doing his part, walking down as Lord Paramatma is instructing him as Parikshit was such a great devotee, exalted devotee. Um, in one of the place, Sukadeva Goswami is glorifying like anything, Yadu dynasty, Raghu dynasty, where Lord Krishna appeared, Lord Ramchandra appeared, then, and Sukadeva Goswami wants to inspire. Now maybe our Parikshit Maharaj may be thinking, a little bit down because, oh, I'm not born in these two families. I'm born in a Kuru family. Lord Krishna didn't appear here. We're at soul level, so we're insignificant. We didn't get the mercy. So to inspire him, Sukadeva Goswami speaks. No, actually, Lord, more than these two dynasties, Lord personally became your servant. What more glorious than that? Lord has become personally servant, constantly is there, coming to you and serving you. He's not acting as a master, he's rather acting as a servant. So Sukadeva Goswami is throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, you see that inspiring. Mm, is is seeing the mood of the student and disciple, and then is inspiring also, making various statements and giving various examples throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. Sukadeva Goswami sometimes he goes, is ready to go into unconscious. That's why Parikshit Maharaj, knowingly what's going to happen, he has arranged all this. So the music and song and different things to make him not go into unconscious stage. Because Sukadeva Goswami very well, very much can go so into that state of consciousness because he's a pure devotee of the Lord. He's a parrot, Sukha. He has absorbed. So he's drinking constantly, drinking the nectar of the beautiful face of the Lord and beautiful pastimes of the Lord, beautiful qualities of the Lord. He's remembering, reminiscing the qualities of the Lord and his devotees. He has intense relation with Sadasiv because they both were discussing, and then Sukadeva Goswami heard as a parrot. And then Lord Shiva chased, who is this? Who has heard this nectarian katha, the confidential discussions? No, I don't want somebody else to hear these katha. He chased after. So then he entered into the wife of Vyasdev, entered into the body. So that's this is a beautiful pastime of Sukadeva Goswami, his own life. So and then after he came out again from Vyasdev, so wife 16 years he was there in the womb, and then he heard Srimad Bhagavatam. He was a Brahmavadi. He was, as soon as he was born, he doesn't want. He has asked first of all, I don't want to come out from the womb. I want first blessings. That I don't want to be attached in this. Then only I'll come out. Then he was given blessings by Vyasadeva, and then he came out. Then he walked away completely detached. He has nothing to do with this world. Then went to the forest. Then Vyasadeva sent his disciples. He was aggrieved. What is he doing? So then they chanted the beautiful verses of Bhagavatam, 10th canto, beauty of the Lord, compassionate nature of the Lord, and his mercy. He's given the example of Putana. Then, as soon as he heard his attractiveness and compassionate nature, immediately captivated, he ran behind this result. Who can talk more. Speak more about this. I want to understand more about this, Lord's glories. Then they brought him to Vyasadeva, and Vyasadeva spoke the whole thing. He heard multiple times Sukadeva Goswami, so that's he's so absorbed. He doesn't stay at any place more than few minutes. So he's intensely absorbed. So, but Lord arranged Parikshit Maharaj, such an exalted personality, Sukadeva, to walk in to inspire. That's a physical association is needed. So that's when we are in the temple, especially, it needs that. Especially, you be in the association of Vaishnavas, which will inspire, and you be in front of the Lord also. Because Lord wants to see you also, as mother always, as Nursing Devi, you see, blessing Prahlad, putting on his head hand, and then cuddling him is licking. So this is Lord also has emotions. Lord has feelings very much. Lord is also loving. Lord is also looking. How come he didn't come here today? Like mother is asking, how come this family, how come this child, my son, my daughter didn't come? So what has happened? So same way, Lord is also inquiring, how come this devotee didn't come, didn't show up today? And so what's going on? Sometimes he'll inspire the guru, sometimes he'll inspire some other devotee, he'll inquire. That the devotee will call this devotee. Hey, what has happened? Is everything okay? So because Paramatma is only making all this happen. So that's why one has to take shelter of the soul level one has to take shelter of the Lord. So physical association, for the gross body we need a devotee association, especially those who can inspire us in this absorption. So and then next level, you go to the mind intelligence ego. It needs the next level of association. So physical association, virtual association for gross body, for subtle body, mind intelligence ego. You need mantra. So Dijadeva mantra. Yesterday we were discussing from Canto 8, chapter 5, verse number 15, I think. No, 8, 6, 15. Chapter 6, Samudra Manthan Leela, 15th verse. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva is telling, we are the sparks. So please give us the deliverance, deliver us into that absorption. So give us the mantra by which we can be delivered. So there, Prabhupada talks about this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This is a mantra for anybody and everybody can chant. Otherwise, you have to be properly qualified to chant the Gayatri mantra. So any Gayatri mantra, Narsingh Gayatri, Kama, so many Gayatris are there. Narayan Gayatri, so many are there. Again, not everybody can chant. So you need to be having proper qualification. It doesn't work otherwise that way. So then you need to receive that. Ramanujacharya has given. So Advacharya, all these acharyas have given, then it will work. If you receive just you heard and you chant, it will not get the same effects. One needs he has to receive this from the seed of bhakti, from the guru, from the Bonafide Acharya who has this loving feelings. Then you have to extract it from that person. Then one can develop it. So that's why one needs physical association, virtual association for the gross body. Then for the mind, intelligence, ego, subtle body, you need mantra to chant. That also under the guidance of devotee, under the guidance of spiritual master, under the guidance of sadhu. That's why when Maharaj was chanting yesterday, Bibi Govind Maharaj, go to sweet and you observe yourself, and then you can feel you're completely disconnected from the outside world completely, and so you will not have any other thoughts. Will not go on at all because absorbed in the holy name that controls the mind. Manatrayati mantra. Mind's business is to be controlled. Mind is seeking a pleasure too, but right now it's temporary pleasure. It's constantly disturbed, constantly anxiety. So that is there. So that's why ya sansparsa ya bhoga dukkha yonavati. It brings also distress because of the contemplation on the sense objects. And this problem is stated throughout Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is telling, why am I forced to engage? I don't want to engage, but somehow or other I'm being forced regularly. This lust, anger, greed. What is that causing? And then Lord Krishna gives answer that, yeah, you have to sharpen your intelligence. You have to take the physical association, virtual association, you have to hear. So you have to sharpen it by transcendental knowledge. And that means also then mind intelligence. You need mantra to chant regularly, authorized mantra from authorized acharyas, authorized sampradayas. You have to receive it, and then you have to constantly follow it. How will you do it? It becomes very easy only if you are under the guidance of spiritual master, advanced devotee parampara acharya. That means mind needs mantra, and on top of it, with that mantra, you need association of a guru, and association of an acharya. A spiritual master, and then that sampradaya acharya. Sri Sampradaya, you have to take shelter of Ramahajacharya. You are Brahma Madhva, you have to take Madhvacharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, six Goswami, Srila Prabhupada, current Acharya Srila Prabhupada. So you have to take shelter of Srila Prabhupada. Like that, Nimbarka Vishnu Swami, Rudra Sampradaya, we have Vishnu Swami, Vallabhacharya, like that. Nimbarka Sampradaya, before Kumara Sampradaya, Nimbarka Acharya is there. One has to take shelter of the Sampradaya Acharya who has established all these platforms. All these temples are for that reason only. Somebody asked why these many temples. We have enough temples. You do something else. You serve the people. Professor, how many children you have? Yeah, I have two children. Why did you have? Don't you have so many kids in this world? Yeah, same way here also. So because individuality is there, difference of opinion will be there. So we may not be able to do. But we want to cooperate. They are in unison. As I said, four Bonafide Sampradayas, their acharyas, murtis are there. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. They have no difference of opinion in that sense. Rasa is different, little bit, because one is in Aishwarya Ras, one is in Madhur Ras, one in Vatsal Ras. So that's why there is slight differences. But they are in unity, in diversity, in all these because they're all servant. They feel their master is Lord Vishnu, Lord Rama, Lord Krishna. They have no difference of opinion. Ideal devotee in any of the forum, they're not arguing and fighting with anybody else. They all understand. You ask them, Madhvites, you ask eight muts Madhvacharya established, they all know the glories of Sri Prabhupada. They always discuss. They are attracted by Sri Prabhupada because they know one sadhu will know automatically other sadhu. Because Paramatma reveals who is actually sadhu, who is pure devotee of the Lord. Mm, they can recognize Paramatma gives mercy, then one can recognize. Otherwise, it's very hard to recognize who's bona fide devotee, who's not a bona fide devotee, who is showing up, who is actually internally absorbed and following. It's very difficult. Same thing, they all know. So, Bhai Hari Prabhu was sharing Prabhupada's disciple years ago, not now. Talking about from 70s, he's talking. He went to Hyderabad. Mahamsa Prabhu was there. Mahamsa Swami Prabhu from Hyderabad established Bishop Prabhupada Abbott's temple. He went there and he met, and then, oh, Prabhu, Prabhupada is leaving now. This is the last moments, last days. Please go immediately. I'll give you money. Travel there. Serve Prabhupada. Be in that association. So then he went there. But before that, I went to all the many Ramanuja temples. And they served me. They have great respect for Sri Prabhupada. And they treated me very nicely, wonderful. But now I have to associate with my beloved Acharya, spiritual master Sri Prabhupada. So by whom I am brought here, otherwise I have no understanding of any of this culture. So that is there. Natural because one sadhu will automatically, Paramatma will reveal, Paramatma will make this connection. Paramatma will make it happen, even though they may not know anything about this person. It's coming from a different sampradaya. But Paramatma will reveal, make it happen, that connection, the arrangement, everything, whatever is needed, arrangements will come through Paramatma. So that is that banking has to be on the spiritual master, on Acharya, on the Lord also. That means you have to sit in front of the Lord, you have to stand in front of the Lord, you have to watch the lotus feet of the Lord, you have to see the beautiful form of the Lord. Then only the absorptions. That's why it doesn't stop there with physical association, virtual association with devotees. Then you have to go further. You have to chant the holy name, chant the prescribed mantra given by Acharya, from that sampradaya. Then you have to constantly focus on that. Continuously, you have to do it. Constantly, you have to do it. And then that also under the association of devotees and also under the association of spiritual master and sampradaya Acharya. And then further you go to the soul level, then soul needs always super soul because that is the highest point. But to come to that level, to meditate, to submit, to surrender to the Lord, it cannot happen. First, you need that physical association virtue of devotees, and next, you need further as you go progress, then you will surrender to spiritual master. Before that, you take the shelter of the Sampradaya Acharya. Then you will come to the surrender to spiritual master. More, that means you hear the Vani and Vapu. Both are required very much. You should be enamored and attracted by the beauty of spiritual master, physical association, and also remote also, that means Vani. Both are very important. Vani and Vapu, both are very much important. You can see how much Ramanujacharya and Alamandar, yeah, Yamunacharya. Mm, Prabhupada talks about so many times, throughout so many lectures. Prabhupada talks about Yamunacharya, quoting his example, because such an exalted Acharya. He was anchoring for Ramanuja Association. He wants to make him the next Acharya as he was leaving the planet. But somehow the Lord's arrangement, he couldn't beat. But his instruction, so when he passed away, he's in the same in his conscious. He's conscious, but he's raised three hands, and that how Ramanujacharya finally meets. But he's not physically, he's not there. So Yamunacharya, he could understand, Ramanacharya could understand the feelings and his instructions by simply being in association of Yamunacharya. So Paramatma is revealing to Ramanacharya. Yamunacharya established So the whole process of bhakti with great opulence to Lord Narayan, worship to Lord Narayan, distributing his devotion, service, glories to all over the world. So he has given that delegation to Ramanujacharya. Now you take it upon. My time is over now. So Ramanujacharya took it upon himself. Before that, he had Mayavadi Guru. Then he made him also bhakti devotee. Also, so this is how the Acharya always feels. Is part of the problem is also trying to do his part, and he also wants to do others to do part. They don't keep themselves. They want to do it along with. They will do their part, but they will also want others to do it. This is how Sri Prabhupada also did. And then Ramanuja established these temples all over the world, so especially in India, many places, different mutts also established to propagate, because otherwise, if you don't have facility, where will you come? Those who are absorbed, completely detached, they will come and stay. But how about others? Those who cannot travel, who cannot, they are busy in work, they have many duties to perform. How will they do? So that's why these temples are there, platforms. One needs to take that association. The temple is for that purpose only. So that's why one regularly try to come as much as possible nearby. So wherever we are in the part of the world, everywhere, mostly even in other countries also. In Pakistan, you can find. Iran also, you can find. It may not be in exactly like temple setting. It may be a home. So, but because some of the areas are restricted. But Prabhupada's mercy, by great Acharya's mercy, these are there in Nepal, different places. Hindu temples are there in many places all over the world. Many of the remote places also by the Acharya's mercy. Because Lord wants to distribute, Lord is thinking, how come these souls are not coming? I'm trying. So he's trying his part. But now the souls also has to take, because he cannot force anybody. One has to willingly take it on. So that's why you understand the gross body, subtle body, and the spirit soul. Three levels. One needs this. So level of consciousness and how to solve this problem. From our side, we have to do our part, and then also you have to inspire. You have to also expand it, give it to others. Not only you do, even how much can we do? We are so insignificant. Acharya themselves are thinking how much you want to others also do. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So another thing, you should take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu especially. So this morning I was hearing, so they're discussing our Bhakti Vaishnava, Ashray Vaishnava Swami Maharaj, disciple of Sannyas disciple of Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Yes, in Vrindavan, Lord Krishna is Gopal there. He was coding, but here the instruction what is given, Navadvip Leela, Gaur Leela, Jagannath Puri Leela, Jagannath Leela, and then you have Vrindavan Leela, Syam Sundar Leela, Krishna Leela. But here in Mayapur it becomes even more so intense, because here directly Lord Himself has become the teacher. Nimai Pandit, great scholar, he has come to give the siksha. He has come to give the instructions. So from the beginning, from the time he is born, from that time itself he is talking. Initially he was Nimai Pandit, a great scholar. He was teaching the students. And later on he has become sannyasi, Gaur Hari, Gaurang Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, many names he has. Mayapur Chandra. Many names are there. So he has instructed. So everybody, so you cannot find him alone anytime. From the time he is born, he is always in the association. You cannot. That's why you cannot give up the association. Because you have to follow. If you are following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna, Allah, you can't find him alone. At least he is with flute. Flute is also another person, transcendental person. So here Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as sannyasi was teaching. He was in the Sankirtan. Before that also, when he got initiated from Iswarapuri, he was in the Sankirtan Sriva Sangam with devotees, confidential devotees. Then he expanded further. Then took sannyas from Keshav Bharati Maharaj. Then he expanded much more all over the world. He traveled, especially in India, from Kanyakumari to so Vrindavan, from both ends, from one end to another end. All places he covered. Everywhere he went and traveled and distributed this Hare Krishna Mahamantra especially. But he makes sure that six Goswamis go to Vrindavan and preach. Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas go to Bengal and preach. So Lord himself also is seeing that he is part of the problem, and he should also he will do his part, and then he wants others also to. Six Goswamis has given specific instruction, establish the temples, write the transcendental literature because he has instructed. He has instructed both of them, Rupa Goswami and Ananda Goswami, elaborately. how it is to be done, what is bhakti means, what is devotion service, how it should be done, everything as elaborately. At least to the extent. When he said, it's the ocean. I can only give a drop. So now you take the drop and make it as ocean, expand it, distribute it, inundate the whole world. So Prabhupada said it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left it for me to distribute to the rest of the world. He could have done it. The same thing, Bhaktisiddhanta. They could have done it. Acharya has the capacity to do it. But some of these things are delegated and kept for others to go on distributing this more and more far and wide. So that's what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted. He's instructing not only acharyas but instructing every living entity who was born in India. Bharata bhumite hoile manushya janma jar janma sartha kari paropkar. He's telling. He's not telling just few devotees from these four Bonafide. No, he's telling the whole society, whole the people in the India who are born in India is instructing to every one of them, because you're pious, you're supposed to take it up more seriously and distribute, understand this Vedic culture, Bhagavad Dharma, Sanatana Dharma, and distribute it. So that's the reason he's telling what Maharaj is telling is right, because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specifically came. Sri Chaitanya, what is that? Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sariradhari Yastam Maham Pravadya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is glorifying that he has come to Siksha, to teach only. अपने आचार्य शिक्षा जीवेर सिखाए. First, he himself has to practice and preach. Somebody has a question. Somebody asked this question this morning. In Mayapur, after 25 years of instituting Vedic knowledge, distributing, so they are celebrating that. So one devotee asked Mahavishnu Goswami, was 80 years traveling and preaching. He was asking this question. I ask all of you, you take this knowledge, but how come? Why no one else? Why one is not following my Guru Maharaj, Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj is traveling and preaching even at the 80 years. Why you are sitting at one place and not distributing this knowledge? How could you do that? How can we make more and more devotees do that? So instead of sitting at one place, but rather more travel. Prabhupada done it. Some of the disciples are traveling much more than others, but everybody is doing their part, because everybody is at different levels. Everybody has given received different instructions. Some received less, some received many instructions. So it depends. Everyone is different in a different situation, different position, and Paramatma is revealing. Guru is Sampradaya Acharya is revealing. So many things, because everything is not in our control. Things are in control under the Sampradaya Acharya and Supreme Lord. But we try our best, and accordingly, Lord will give the strength, and to the degree of our surrender, Lord will give the strength. So if things doesn't happen, then we cannot, because you have to keep surrender and more absorbed only. When Lord gives, then only you can do. Because otherwise it is not possible. One has to be empowered by Lord and Acharya, both. Just empowering the Lord. Otherwise, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wouldn't have said it. He told six Goswamis, especially he told Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Srivas, Ramanand Rai, Sarup Damodar, all of you please bless this. Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami have a lot of things to do through their body. Through them, I have a lot of things to do. So please bless. So Lord wouldn't have said it. Lord gave His blessing. Lord asked others also to bless. So that's why one needs a blessing from a guru. And when sadhus are pleased, your anarthas are stopped. If we see that anarthas are still there, we still have problems. Understand that we are not done yet. We have not done it. We have to constantly go on, more and more absorbed, more and more thinking out how to please sadhu, how to serve sadhu, more and more absorbed. Then only anarthas will stop when the sadhus, Vaishnavas, the Lord is pleased for sure, but his spiritual master is pleased and others, Vaishnavas, sadhus are pleased. Then our anarthas will be checked. Then we'll come to the ultimate happiness. Otherwise, it's not possible. So that's why sadhus and Vaishnavas, pleasing them, this is very, very important. Guru and Krishna, of course, that is given. But apart from that, this principle has to be also included in that. Will come. I haven't started the real thing from or other Devahuti and Kapila Siksha. These are all been talked about. But I'm giving with more examples with from our basics of human life we see on day-to-day basis, so that we can connect these dots with the practical instructions. Mother Devahuti has been submitted with this same problem, as we all have problems. And Lord Kapil Dev, as son, as the Lord Vishnu, is instructing Mother Devahuti on these finer points. So as Maharaj said, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has specifically came to teach us, and he wanted all others also become teachers. You learn it, you practice it, and you also become a teacher, and you distribute this to others. So that's why we have a great responsibility to set an example in your household, and then you should also try to give it to others, whomever you know, your friends, relatives, and so in different ways you can do. Prasadam, bringing them to temple, inviting for the program, like Kirtan, especially when Maharaj is there, sannyasis are there, great advanced devotees are there. Always take their association, and this is how I have been trained. So I associated a few times with G.R. Swami Maharaj when I was child from Ramanujacharya Sampradaya. There are many gurus, even there also. G.R. Swami is not the only guru in Ramanuja Sampradaya. And there are two different some are worship Lord Narayan, some are Sitaram. There also there are many gurus. From Ahobil Mad they have guru, the Sri Rangam they have guru. So different branches. So and Ramanacharya only. So each sample because to expand this mission, one is not enough. Ramanacharya can do because he is powerful. All over the world he can alone can do. So, but not everybody is a Sampradaya Acharya. There are ordinary gurus and there are Sampradaya Acharya. There are different levels. So that's why then you need more. So that's why they delegate to the not one person. So there are many disciples. Out of them, prominent disciples will become next acharyas. Uh, Sometimes based on this, in our Sampradaya, instruction was given. Nobody should become the next acharya, at least for next 10,000 years. Prabhupada will be the Sampradaya Acharya, and then you make a GBC, you work unitedly, you all can become Guru, but you work under my umbrella. I am the Acharya, you all work together, you can make your disciples, you go on preaching, but you all work together under the GP's General Body Commission. It's a group where you come and bring together your ideas and thoughts and how to resolve the situation, how to expand more, how to take Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement and expand further. What can you do? How can you do it? Cooperatively, enthusiastically, inspiringly. You yourself set the example, you inspire yourself in your own sadhana, and then you also set the example for others. You inspire others. And that's why it is. So in different in four onwards, little bit variation is there, different sampradaya, but they're all. Madhvacharya established the 8 mutts, and then you want to distribute further, expand this movement further. So that's why he has established. Because if these mutts and platforms are not there, how can you do it? Not everybody will come. Mm, So those who are workers, business class, they will come. We have hardly any place to sit or come and meet. Then how will they come? No one will come. Hardly few people will come. So that's why you need a bigger platform, bigger temples, and the association, these kirtan programs, prasadam distribution programs, everywhere. All these four sampradayas have different, so that's why you have different festivals. So Pavitrotsava, Utsava, many Utsavas where Lord is taken outside. So this is there. This is going on eternally. Ramanacharya was there, it was going on. Madhvacharya was there, he was going on. He was traveling and preaching as well. Lord also goes out, not so far, but in some distance. And Lord is taken out, and then devotees will follow. They will do kirtan, they will distribute prasadam. That's the Lord Jagannath also performs his Ratha Yatra for his internal reason, for external reason, to distribute mercy also. So that is these things has to be understood. That's why you need to take this kind of association, taking shelter of Sampradaya Acharya more seriously, more absorbedly, more and more. You have to go deeper and deeper because this strength cannot be obtained by ourselves. Individual endeavor can only some part is there, but it becomes very easy. The word is used, Ruju Margai, Mad Rajana Chintaya, Yoga Yukter, Rujubir Yoga Margai. Rujubi means very easy. That word is used in this verse. Canto 3, chapter 25, glories of devotion service. Because we are talking about the solution. Now we'll chant this verse and then we'll connect that verse. Because without explaining all this, then it may seem, yeah, I know association. I've been in association so long. So I've been chanting things you may know, but why we do and why we miss. Some days we are not able to do because we have not understood, we have not made that explicit endeavor to cultivate this habit of taking the association and so sharing confidentially and distributing this more and more. So we have not understood seriously. We have not also scrutinizingly reading. So these are all important because the mind needs its attention. That needs in chanting, and that needs in hearing, that needs in also reading. All these three. So the Vedic knowledge has to be read, study. Yeah, they said you are part of the problem. You should do, and then you should also escalate it up, and then you do. You tell others also, so they will help you. But for to do that, you need to study the scrutinizingly literature. Otherwise, you will not have proper intelligence. How you can be part and you can solve the problem, and you can have others solve the problem. Otherwise, you will simply you use your mind's ideas. You are not depending on the Lord giving the intelligence through studying the Shastra, understanding from the Acharyas. So that's the Shastra Vidhi is very important. Studying the Shastra is very important. So someone told, yeah, they added different points. So three different devotees gave three different examples. Yes, we will escalate it up. We'll talk to the ayers and bring it up. This is a very important discussion how to travel and preach more. The next person said, yes, you should also feel you are part of the problem. You should also do something. That is next. Then another Mata said, yes, this is, you have to influence because great Acharya like Srila Prabhupada has influenced the whole world. We are not there. We are not at that level. In our part, we can do to our degree within our circle, within our community, and then you try to inspire as much as possible. And then somebody else added. To do that, now you have to add Vedic culture. You have to study this literature. Then you can do these things very nicely, more and more, because transcendental literature will elucidate, will give you the intelligence how to do more and more, better, and improve in everything, in every service, in our relationship, in our etiquette, in our dress, everything, in our eating habits, everything. Shastra will keep on giving the intelligence. It will give us the practice by which we can follow. That's it. This is very much. Then we distribute this literature also with others. So in this way, then we can, the gross body will naturally will come to the permanent happiness. Gross senses will become permanent senses. The subtle body mind will just also become permanent mind, permanent spiritual mind, spiritual intelligence, spiritual ego. Also become real ego, and then soul. We are in the soul anyway. So right now, but this covering will be removed. The temporary coverings of gross bodies will be removed, and we'll enter into the permanent place, spiritual world, and then we'll have the completely spiritual senses, spiritual mind, spiritual intelligence, spiritual ego. That's how it will come. So now time is up to explain this only without even going into the further into the. But let us read. We will take 10-15 minutes to describe it. Yasyam eva kavaya atmanam aviratam vividha vrujina samsara paritapa. Samsara, automatically we are in samsara. Then this world is like samsara dava. Then we have the anxieties. Paritapa. Upataptyamanam anusavanam, constantly, continuously. Snapayanta, we should take bath in Kumbh Mela. More than that, we have to take bath of Gita and Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, immerse ourselves from Vani, from the Sampradaya Acharya, and the advanced devotees who are following in that line. Snapayanta, that's how, that is more important. Bathing further. Tayaiva paraya nirvrutya. Mother Devhut is also using these words. Uh, Nivritta Niradam Woman Asat Indriya Tarshanat. She's using that. She's submitting. Third canto, chapter 25, verse number 6 or 7. So, very important verses. And the solutions are given from 20 to 25. 20 to 25, 26. First 5, 6. Those 5 verses are the topmost verses. One should know in and out of those verses. So, solution of it. Seemingly we know, but actually, no, we deeply don't know. We're not seriously cultivating what is being discussed there. It's every day, day in, day out. So that's why we have to deeply study that, remember, remind ourselves those verses, what Lord Kapila is telling Mother Devud, and Mother Devud is also submitting. Telling Prapanna Andam Tamo Prabho, O my master, O my Lord, you are not my son, you are my supreme master. I am in a darkness, bliss, abyss of ignorance. Andam Tamo Prabhu. I am in a darkness of great ignorance. So I wasted my life. So lust, anger, greed, this is going on. So now I realize I want to submit, I want to ask you. because you can remove this. You are the only one who can remove this ignorance, lust, anger, greed. So that's why I submit to you. Samsara taro kutaram. You have the axe to cut this. Only axe can cut the strong trees. You need axe. Ordinary, with hands, with the knives, with small things, you can cut it. So that axe is Shastra. That axe is the on top of Shastra, you need sadhu, Sampradaya Acharya, and the advanced devotee to inspire. Guru will tell, Shastra will tell, Lord will tell. But to inspire, to go deeper, then you need a supporting. Because Guru is not there always with you. Shastra is not, you are not studying every day, throughout the day. But sadhu's inspiration, sadhu's association will help to go deeper, to study more, to understand different flavors, different points of how to study it, how to understand the subject more and more deeper. So that's why sadhus and devotees are very much that association very much is needed. That is the solution he gives in verse number 20. Prasangam majaram pasam atmano kavayo vidu saiva sadhu sukrutu moksha dwaram apavatam. You will be able to liberate yourself from this lust, anger, greed, and everything only if you take the proper association regularly, constantly. And then next verse comes, 25th, 26th verse. Because they are always, because why I should take the association of others? Why not anybody else? Then he describes that also. So, that how much they are absorbed. Mat kata, mad ashraya kada mrishta, mad gata chetasa. So they are so much absorbed. Mad ashraya, they have taken shelter of me and my devotees, my acharya. Kata mrishta, hearing. Sranvanti, sravanti. Vividai so Madgata Chetasa. They're completely no more suffering. Three sufferings are gone for them because they're always constantly hearing, constantly studying, reading. So that complete deep shelter they're taking. So they're that's why you have to take that association because they are so absorbed in bliss. They are drinking the nectar of the beauty of the Lord. They are drinking the nectar of the holy name, glories of the Lord. They are drinking, reminiscing, and remembering the qualities of the Lord throughout the pastimes. And then they are remembering the pastimes of the Lord also. All the four, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila. They are not stopping at the holy name. We are stopping at the holy name. But the holy name is supposed to give Rupa and Guna Lila, supposed to happen. But right now it's not happening yet because we have not gone into deeper. If we go deeper, then that same holy name, as we chant these things, the other three things will be revealed. We'll enter into those things. But it's a gradual progress. That's why we have to keep practicing it more seriously, more sincerely, by exactly Lord Kapila is instructing. It is there in Canto 1. This problem is also stated from Canto 1 to all the way. It goes much more deeper. Intensity will increase. When it comes to 10th Canto, the Gopis uh, discussion, it goes intense, very intense. But one has to go from Canto 1 because otherwise, 10th Canto, you'll completely, you'll feel differently, you'll think differently. So that's why one cannot read 10th Canto directly. So Nivrutya, so that's the Vritti means we have occupation, but right now we are in temporary occupation. We think that is all in all, that is permanent. But we have to come to the opposite. It's a spiritual occupation. What is my real occupation? What is my real identity? I am the father, mother, child, Indian, American, black, white, engineer, doctor, what? No, those are not the real occupation. Real occupation is servant of God, servant of sadhu, servant of guru. That is our real occupation. We have to always be absorbed in that occupation more and more regularly. We have to inspire that particular position of ours, that instrument in the hand of guru and Krishna and sadhu. That we have to cultivate more and more and more. Then our chanting will become perfect, our hearing will become perfect, and all the devotions aspect limbs will become perfect. That's why that word verse is been quoted, 20th verse. And then he told Satam Prasangat. Not only take the associate of sadhu, but you have to look at the Northern example, 4 months, but after that he practiced for life. Same thing. So all the examples of Vyasadeva himself, Sukadeva Goswami himself, like that, all of them taken association and then go on taking the association sadhu. Guru, you may be taking only few times association in whole life. Sometimes, if you're fortunate, you may get so many times, but many of them may not. Yeah, like Prabhupada said, less than 10 times I associate with my Guru, not more. But his Vani and the association is so deep and so absorbed, he could feel always Guru is there and he could do wonders. Same thing we have to do also. That's why That position we have to take. Then we come to nirvritya, apavargam automatically will happen. No more birth, death, old age, disease. That cycle will stop right there. Atyantikam Parama Purushartham will come to Pancham Purushartha, Dhammartha Kama Moksha is fourth Purushartha, but we are speaking of fifth dimension is Krishna Prema is Pancham Purushartha. Api Swayam Asaditam no Eva Adriyante Bhagavadiya Ete Naiva Parisamapta Sarvardha. This is the end. That's why even if I appear as the Lord Narsingadev, as any other form, I ask, I give the benediction and blessings, but my devotee not interested. Even when I come in front of them, I give this benediction, liberation, dharma. No, they are not interested. They don't want it. Dromara said so also as well. Please engage me in the service of your devotees in the association. Keep me always in the association. Because this is a broken piece of glass. I was looking for broken. So earlier I was looking. I want more than father, grandfather, great grandfather. But now I understood after your association, just seeing you, now no more interest in all these worldly things. These are all temporary. So no point. So now you give me the association of your devotees. That is the perfection of my life. So that's a Prahlad Maharaj also. Nothing they offered all these things. No, no, no. I don't want it, any of this. I want to serve my spiritual master. Throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, you will see the different degrees, but everywhere you see that deeply taking this association, sadhu, shastra, especially the guru and advanced devotees. Lord, for sure, it is there, but more is required of guru and sadhu. Their instruction, their vani, physical association, virtual association, and go on taking regularly whole life. Then you'll come. You'll very soon will come to the bliss absorption. You'll come to nivrutti. You'll come completely. You become detached. You'll do everything still your activities of what you have to take care that you'll do, but internally you'll become so detached, nothing will bother you anymore. Nothing will bother. The body's pains will not bother you, family problem will not bother you, job problem will not bother you, no other problems will bother you anymore. That will not happen. Soul will not be stick to those things. Gross body, subtle body. It will be become completely detached. Only by the sadhu and guru's mercy. Especially the sadhus, guru's mercy for sure. More sadhus are pleased, guru's mercy will come more. Krishna's mercy also will come more. So that is a sarvartha. That's why you're no more interested. But there's only disease, dharma, the kama, why do you're not interested? Because you are getting so much bliss while being here, and then you'll be transported by the Supreme Lord to the spiritual world. Then so what else you need? And then material facility, material benefits automatically secondary, that will come without you asking for it, it will come when you come to the transcendental consciousness. So that is the point. Translation by the divine Gayasi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Devotees always bathe themselves in devotion service in order to be relieved from the various tribulations of material existence. By doing this, the devotees enjoy supreme bliss. This is what we talked about so far till now about the supreme, how to come there. And liberation personified comes to serve them. Even liberation. So personified. Lord Himself will come to give liberation, but they are not interested. So Muktir Mugladanja Sevati Asmat. Mukunda means one who gives liberation. But they want devotees want the Krishna Prema, loving devotion service with the Lord and his devotees. Nonetheless, they do not accept that service, even if it is offered by Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. Throughout the Srimad Bhagavatam, we see this example. Chaitanya Charitamrita more so also you'll see there. For the devotees, yeah, Lord wants Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing as Ramachandra form, is showing to Murari Gupta as Hanuman has appeared in all these leelas. Especially that's why Navadvip Leela is the topmost leela. More than Mathura Vrindavan Leela, more than Jagannath Puri Leela. Yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed in Jagannath Puri itself. That's why now the Gaur Leela is the topmost Leela. It gets intense and intense because Srimad Radharani herself is taking, Lord is taking the mood of Srimad Radharani and come teaching us how to come to that absorption what Srimati Radharani has. Gopis have. So he has come specifically to teach Vraj Bhakti, Gopis Bhav, Gopis Prem. So that's why it gets intense and intense. Deep instructions are there every pastime, every instruction. So every lesson is giving through six Goswami, is giving through Ramanand Rai, is giving through so Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, is giving through Haridas Thakur, is giving through Prakash Anand Saraswati. These are the six major instructions. You get each of them itself is in its own is very deep, very deep. So and many other places also, but these six are the prominent in Madhya Lila and some are in Antya but Madhya Lila is filled with these instructions. So that's why it's very important to understand the Gaur Leela. Anybody, all bhaktas. It is only not our sampradaya, all sampradayas. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taken from all four Bonafide sampradaya, he has taken two of them, two principles from each of them, he established, he has given these together. He combined all four Bonafide sampradayas and principles. That's why Bhaktisiddhanta established four Bonafide acharyas there in Yogapit, where birthplace is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's he traveled all over. Sri Rangam, he traveled everywhere, all sampradayas, everywhere he went. Sri Salem also he went. So Lord Shiva and Parvati was serving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So master servant will know, ideal master will know ideal servant will know master. Always. They have a loving, intimate. Only others, those are not that level they fight, they because they have no idea. They have not understood their master and servant. So that's why they always have arguments and fighting. But within themselves, the real masters and servants, they don't fight. They know they are absorbed. So the Guru's mood, Krishna's mood, the Lord's mood. So that's very important to know these things. So liberation is liberation for the devotees. Liberation is very unimportant because having attained the Lord's transcendental loving service, they have attained everything desirable and have transcended all material desires. We understand that we are supposed to sing the song, but that itself because this is why you have to take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because the two dancing. Yesterday I was sitting in front of the Lord, especially the beautiful dancers. Who are the beautiful dancers? Who has taught how to dance? Prabhupada, of course, but on Prabhupada, how is he dancing? On whose basis? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They both dance like anything. In no other incarnation have we seen the dancing. But here Lord comes to show even how to dance. How to feast also is showing. How to decorate the devotee's body is showing. How to train the devotee is showing. How to love the devotee is showing. And he's also showing how to dance. In Radha you see that. In Srivas you see that. In Advaita Acharya, Advaita Bhavan, you see that. Throughout the pastimes, he just now dance like anything, like a madman. Nityananda Prabhu also. All his devotees, some are expert in dancing, some are expert in kirtan. For hours and hours, they don't get tired at all. So because associated with each other, Mahaprabhu. This is the verse. Prabhupada became completely deeply absorbed. He left the class and went back to his room. He couldn't contain himself after singing because these are the two dancing masters, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu. So this particular song is a very famous song. I should also I heard melody. Hare Krishna Mahamantra has many melodies, many tunes. So six or so Prabhupada has given. In one of them is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur's favorite, famous, his favorite. Prabhupada used to sing, Prabhupada has revealed it. So I have heard it other day, a few times I heard repeatedly. I still need to hear to get into that mood, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. That's why we have to always understand these through the acharyas. Then we can mm, go deeper and deeper and come to the bliss. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Let us quickly sing this song, beautiful song, as Prabhupada has sung specifically in Atlanta, New Panihati Dham, seeing the beautiful deities of Shri Gaur Nitai, New Panihati Dham in ISKCON Atlanta. He sang this song. A few other places also. In Mayapur also he became like that. In Mexico, Caracas also he became like that. Few other occasions also, France also, New Mayapur. So, but these three places as well prominent, Mayapur and Atlanta, and then the Mexico, Caracas. These three places he went into completely in deep absorption by remembering the two lords, Sri Chaitanya. Parama Karuna Pahudui Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra Sabhavatara Sara Siromani Kevala Ananda Kanda. Such as by taking the shelter of these two dancing person, dancing dolls, dancing gods, Shri Gaura and Shri Nitai, Krishna and Balram appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nitai and Nimai. Nimai is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's the Lord Chaitanya has many names. Hmm. After going deeper into then you can remember. Otherwise, first time it will be confusing. Who are these many names? So Nitai and Nitai is because he is born at the name tree. That's why is Nimai, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Nitai is Nityananda Prabhu. Nicknames Nimai and Nitai. Nitai Gaura Chandra. Sabha Avatar Siromani. Out of all the incarnations, topmost because even he showed Lord Ramachandra form, he showed Lord Krishna's form, he showed his own form, 36 Shadbhuj form. And all these pastimes also happened. Ramanuja pastime is also there in Navadvip Leela in Sri Mayapur. Lord Ramachandra's Leela also is there. It was revealed. So that is called the Moda Droma Dvip. where under the tree where Lord Rama is revealed. So that is became one of the dweep, one of the island, Moda Druma Dweep, the pastime. Ramacharya pastime is also there. Rudra Dweep is there. Lord Shiva's pastimes. All the Sampradayas, Madhvacha, all the Sampradayas pastimes are there in Mayapur Dham. That's it. It's very interesting. More you go deep, understand these nine islands, the pastime, it's unending. You cannot finish. You cannot. It's a so vast subject. Many acharyas written many books. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Navadvip Mahatmya, there are many books also. That's very vast to understand Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructions. The Mayapur Dham created by Srimati Radharani for Lord Krishna's pleasure. Very difficult to understand. But by taking shelter of Sri Chaitanya Nityananda, as it is mentioned here, Keval Ananda Kanda, simply bliss you'll get. Sab Avatar Siromani is the crest jewel of in all the incarnation. All the incarnation. Even so Shyamasundar Sundar Radha we all love with that ultimate goal. But to teach that, to come to that level, he has appeared in this mood of devotee. As some of that, so he becomes a crest jewel of even higher than Radha Shyamasundar form. So to display that much compassion, that much mercy, that many instructions. Krishna didn't give these many instructions. This much mercy he didn't give. Rather, he asked for submission, surrender more. But here, he becomes much easier. He becomes more compassionate, making it more easier, more freely available for everybody. So that's how we should take. Bhajo bhajo bhai chaitanya nitai sudruda viswas take deep faith on these two lords. Viswas Vishaya Chadiya, give up this so temporary nature of this gross body, subtle body. Vishaya Chadiya and its attachment. Say Rasay Majiya, being absorbed in this real thing, real deep thing, connected to the soul, spirit soul, and super soul. Muke Bolo Hari Hari, chant the holy names of Lord Hari, because that is Yuga Dharma, Sanatana Dharma, Bhagavatam, whenever you say, it is to do with the chanting of the holy names, Hari Hari, that is called Bhagavad Dharma. This is to do with Bhagavan. So that is Bhagavad Dharma, Sanatana Dharma is another name. Uh, देखो रे भाई त्रिभुवने नाय in these three words no, you can't find Yamono Dayal Data. No one else is this much compassionate than anybody else. So there's many verses are there on this point. So how Lord Chaitanya is merciful, and we give the examples also, many examples. Pasu Paki Jure Pasane Vidare, he has transformed even animals and Jharkhand forest, many last time dog has been delivered, even Prabhupada delivered. Those pastimes are also there. What we see in Lord's Leela also is there in all these Acharyas Leela also. So we have to read and hear about them, then we understand who is this Acharya. So what are his activities, glorious activities. More we understand, contemplate, read and hear, then more we can intensify our absorption. Suni Janra Guna Gata, qualities, hearing their glories, one should hear is more and more. Samsare Majiya Rohili Puriya, Sei Pade Nahilo As, now no more. I have no more interest in these worldly pleasures. Apana karma bunjaya saman. It's only my karma only I'm suffering. It is not somebody. Lord is not giving somebody else my wife's karma to me or my. Yes, you will get it. Wife and husband, that is there. 50% of good karma only wife will get the husband. Bad, not bad karma. Opposite is there though. Yeah. Children's karma also up to 14, 15 years, the parents will get it also. There. After that, they are on their own. But until that, because you are the guardian, you have to train them up. You have to try your best. If you do it, then even if they do something else, then you will not get it. But if you don't do, then definitely you will get their karma too. If they don't do it properly, as per against Shastra, if they do, then you will also get. So that's why we have to do our part. Then we will not be so get the karma as a bad karma. So Kohoye Lochandas, who's singing those Lochandas, who has written the what is it, Chaitanya Mangal and Gaur Leela. He has written beautiful as songs, and that is translated into text. We can read and understand these pastimes. The two Lord Nitai Gaurachandra are very merciful. They are the essence of all incarnate. The specific significance of these incarnates is the process of chanting and dancing that is simply joyful. They have inspired. They introduced. My dear brother, I request that you just worship Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda with firm conviction and faith. So that's what Prabhupada said it. Prabhupada uses one technical term. Proselytizing. Proselytizing. We are not here to proselytize, to make, Christian to Hindu, Hindu to Christian, Muslim to Hindu. We're not here. We are here to make them develop love of God. We are not here to convert their faith. We are here to make them understand who is God, who is He, what is the relationship, how to develop that love. So that's what we are here for. So Prabhupada made it very clear. Anybody can come. For him, Prabhupada said, yes, Muslim can come, anybody can come. They should follow. They can chant their namaz, they can do, but they should also chant Hare Krishna. So many of the Muslims follow. Even now also. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made the Muslim Pathan soldiers, you see that pastime, toll collector pastime. All these associates were captured as prisoners. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became conscious, he saw them, he told, no, they are my devotees. Then by seeing, and he showed the form, beautiful form. So then the Muslim soldiers, they became devotees now. So he gave the names also. So that's the Chand Kazi has become like that. Many examples are there. It's not one. So we are not here to convert. We are here to make them. Because many people they don't understand. They don't know because they are doing an external level, so that they can't understand these things. But otherwise, ideal disciple, ideal student of any of these faiths, can recognize the Vaishnava. They can know this process. They can accept the Lord Jesus Mahaprabhu. They will have no problem. Mm. They are not properly situated, then it will be difficult to accept. Because Paramatma has to reveal. Paramatma can make that connection, make that acceptance. And Paramatma cannot, if you are not properly, is not honest, not sincere, so not thinking outside the box, then so he cannot reveal. So we are so much inside the box. We are thinking, we are caught up with only limited perception. So that's why you will not be able to understand. But it is very clear here. So, is discussing if one wants to become Krishna conscious by this process, one has to give up this engagement or sense gratification. One simply has to chant Hare Krishna, Hari Hari without any motive. My dear brother, just try and examine this. Within the three worlds, there is no one like Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda. Their merciful qualities are so great that upon hearing them, even birds, bees cry and stones melt. Uh, and that's what has happened. A few pastimes are there, but we don't have time to discuss our speeches. But Lochana Das regrets that I am entrapped. This is what divine rapture, entrapped. But this is opposite is here. The divine rapture means material enjoyment is so deep that we are not able to understand anything about Nam Rupa Guna Leela. That's what he's discussing here. But the other side is divine rapture with the holy name, with the Lord's form, with the qualities of the Lord, with the pastimes are so intense that he is not operating of this world. While living in this world, while taking care of everything, but he's not operating on this world at all. So, because of the divine rapture, I am entrapped with sense. Since I have no attraction for the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, then Yamara, the superintendent of death, is punishing me by not allowing me to be attracted by this moment. This is how this beautiful verse. One should meditate. One should hear this particular verse. So this is the essence of today's instruction I have given. All these based on these verses. Just contemplate, meditate on these verses. What Prabhupada and our Acharyas giving the mercy. I made it more simplified, these instructions. So Bhaktya Praman Jata Virag Aindriyat Drushta Srutan Mad Rachananu Chintaya Chittasya Yato Grahane Yoga Yukto Yatishyate Rujubir. Rujubir means very easy. Yoga Margai. Translation that thus consciously engaged in devotions or in the association of devotees, a person gains distaste for the sense gratification both in this world and in the next. By constantly thinking about the activities of the Lord, this process of Krishna consciousness is the easiest process when in the association. So consciously being absorbed. The process of mystic power, when one is actually situated on the path of devotion, he is able to control the mind. Otherwise, controlling the mind is not easy at all. In all scriptures, people are encouraged to act in pious ways so that they can enjoy sense gratification, not only, but there are full literature describing these activities of the Lord, especially Bhagavad Gita, Brahmasam, Srimad Bhagavatam. The sincere devotee who associate with the devotee, see that point. That is the point. At different levels, I talked about grassroots at that instruction. Associated with the devotees get the opportunity to hear and contemplate the subject, the pastimes of the Lord, and the result is that he will this day for so-called happiness. You have to constantly continues to do it. You cannot stop it. It's not 1 month, few months, few years job. It's our whole life examination. This is, and you have to practice constantly or so-called happiness in this or on the other world, in the heaven or other planet. The devotees are simply interested in being transported to the personal association of the Lord. They have no more attraction for temporary so-called happiness. That is the position of one who is yoga yukta, one who is fixed in mystic power. This mystic power is bhakti. He's not talking about this eight mystic perfect. No. He's not disturbed with the allurement of this world or that world. He is interested in the matters of spiritual understanding, spiritual situation. This sublime situation very easily attained when? By the easiest process. Bhakti yoga, Ruchibir. Very suitable word used, Ruchibir, very easy. There are different processes, but they are all difficult. Bhakti is the easiest. So that's why make this note and always meditate on these verses. Canto 3, chapter 25, Glories of Devotion Service, verse number 20, 7 and 11 are important also, but 20 to 26 are very important. Here, talking about this Prasanga Vajram Pasam, verses 20th verse, and then why we have to do that. Then, so it's been talked about why, because they are so much in absorbed. So, not this 20. Because they are engaged in strong devotion service. It's my ananya bhavena bhaktim kurvanti dudam mat krute tyakta karmana tyakta swajana bandhava. Given up, they are internally detached, not externally. Externally, they are still associate Chaitanya, most of their family only. They all have children. They didn't give up because they're completely detached. They're even wife, children, everybody is so much great devotees. They became great acharyas also. Kavi Karnapur, Sivanand Sen's kids, one of them became great devotee. He couldn't understand who is who. He's writing that book, Gauru Kandodis Deepika. He's revealing in Krishna Lila who they are, in Ram Lila who they are, in Chaitanya Lila who they are. So he's revealing because things are revealed to him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given mercy when he was a small child. So that's how mercy is given to everybody. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So has given. So that's how we understand this. This is internal to do. What is instructing many places you will understand wrongly. Oh, why is Shastra is instructing to become detached from family and this and that. More to do with internally, not so much externally. Externally, you carry on your duties because you have entered now. You entered the ashram. You cannot give up so artificially unless you are guided by the acharya, guided by a guru, guided by a sadhu. That also much later on. It's not in early on. Much more after 50, 55, after 55, 60, that time only. Not before, at least minimum 50. Not before that. You cannot detach yourself from that. So, because you have entered it, you have taken that step, you can't go back on it. So, that's these instruction has to be understood through a devotee. All these instructions, verse number 20. The problem statement is there in the seventh verse. We'll stop it in 2 more minutes. Sorry. So this is the seventh verse, very famous 7, 11, and then the 20 to 26. She's submitting here. This is the problem we have. Sometimes oh, I don't know. Oh, if I tell the problem, then everybody will think that I am so degraded, I am so low. We should not be concerned about others. If the problem we have to do, okay, publicly you may not say it, then you should express it in front of the Lord, in front of the Sadhu, in front of you. You should at least do that. Otherwise, this problem will never be removed from our heart. Problem has to be stated. Problem has to be shared confidentially or however you do it. You may put it in a question in a different format so that it's not publicly known what exactly is going on. But you can do that. So here she is submitting here to the Lord. I am sick of disturbance caused by material. She is not ordinary lady. She is very virtuous, pious. Swayambhu Manu's daughter is not ordinary person. But she is showing how to do it. From for our example, she is teaching lesson for us. For because of this sense disturbance of my Lord, I have fallen into abyss of ignorance, not ordinary ignorance. Abyss is so dark, so deep that I can't come out of it. Repeatedly failing the test. Repeatedly, I'm not able to do it. Despite I know theoretically, I know what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not able to do it because of the deep ignorance how to come out of it. That is what she's telling us. So that's the seventh verse is important, and the 11th verse is also the 11th verse as well. So only you can cut it. Gataham saranam saranyam sa brutya. I am your servant. I am your child. Samsara taro putaram. You can take the action, cut it. It's dependent on you and your representatives. So you can do it right now. Please shower your mercy. Namami Swadharma Vidam Varishna. I offer my obeisance, I surrender unto you because you can only deliver this. You can only deliver me. Nobody else has capacity to cut these knots and deliver me from this world. You and your representative. So that's how one has to submit. One has to submit. That submission naturally will lead to we getting the spiritual master and we become deepening in our heart. All this will happen. But you have to follow this process, what is being described. what I described before. So in this way, yeah. Thank you very much for patiently listening.